evening, everybody. Welcome to Poetry Goes Viral with Carolina Poets. My name is Kimberly Sims, and I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. We have a really amazing show of poets from the Carolinas and with Carolina connections. We have Bluz from Charlotte, North Carolina. We have Shay Black, who is currently living in Greenville, South Carolina. And we have Theresa Davis, a dear friend of ours in the Carolina, who's out of Atlanta, Georgia. So we're really thrilled for this amazing lineup. We are celebrating Black History Month as part of the Carolina Poets lineup for this month. We are here on Thursday nights. We're here the second and fourth Thursday every month. We started this reading back last March as a way to create a space where poets could share their books during a time when so many book tours were being canceled. So I'm so excited to have you all here tonight. I'm just kind of chatting for a few minutes until we get some more people on the feed. My name is Kimberly Sims, and I'm the founder of Carolina Poets. And our first poet tonight is actually going to be Shay Black, who is a poet and a good friend of mine here in Greenville, South Carolina. She's just so talented. Shay Black is a mixed media artist, poet, and member of the U.S. Armed Forces who recently returned from a tour in the Middle East. After family tragedy, Shay Black found freedom in the spoken word and uses her verses to heal and inspire others. Shay Black holds a BFA in studio art from Converse College. When not sharing her poetry or creating art, Shay expresses herself creatively at her hair salon. Shay believes art can heal the deepest of wounds. The world is her platform. So everyone, please give a warm virtual welcome for our first poet tonight, Miss Shay Black.
Hey.
Hi, Shay. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I was thinking, is this your first show since you've been back from your tour in the Middle East?
Virtually on here? Yes.
Yay! Now, of course, we had you on Sunday night at the Poetry Slam in Greenville, South Carolina. But this, of course, is a feature. So I'm so excited to have you here. But I'm going to pop backstage because I don't want to use up your time because we're here to hear you. And I know everyone's just going to love the amazing words you have to share. And of course, we'd love to hear a little bit about your beautiful visual art too.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Shay Black. I've been doing poetry about 5 years now. I started when my son was tragically killed Easter morning 2016. So yes, I have a BFA in art. I went to Converse College. You can see some of my beautiful art over here. That's called In Her Element. So what else? So as my logo is, I'm ambitious, driven, transformative, creative being of a dialogue. So I like to have conversation about my art and about my poetry. So if you have any questions, I'm always available for you to talk and have a conversation about my art or about my poetry. So the first poem I want to do is called Pledge of Allegiance, and this poem was the background about this poem is about how me being Black and being in the army, and then like what happened on Capitol Hill. If it had been, in my opinion, this is my view and me expressing myself. If it had been Black people that was domestic terrorism on top of Capitol Hill, it would have been more death than it was with the what had actually happened on Capitol Hill on January the 6th. So I'm gonna get into this poem. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands for, white supremacists and everything that is white. Is former President-elect Donald Trump on live TV telling the Proud Boys to stand by and be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready to kill another Black boy, woman, or child. Jim Crow hypocrites smiling our faces, standing side by side with us, pledging allegiance to the flag as if we believe that they will take a knee on our behalf, unless it's the knee to the neck. George Floyd pleading, I can't breathe, like Eric Garner. America continued to bury our Black boys. You remember Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Shumbell, Philando Castile. And let's not forget to say her name, Sandra Bland, Corrine Gaines, Antienta Jefferson, Breonna Taylor. The red, white, and blue, the pledge and the legion is the death of my people over and over and over again. Racism is America's dream, refusing to kill white supremacists, even in the act of committing domestic terrorism on Capitol Hill with their Trump signs and their Confederate flags chanting USA, 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 and that rage sound like any cause to make America white again, as if they haven't already tried to make America great again. Great for who? Them, not us. The Pledge of Allegiance continues to hold the restitution of our freedom at gunpoint. The same flag that ripples with racism, the same racism pledged with allegiance in one hand and beating the killers in the other hand. We pledge allegiance we pledge allegiance to not be judged by the color of our skin, but the content of America. Allegiance is not equitable. Its character lies behind cruel intentions ready to cause us body harm, and they do. Pull the trigger until our bodies are down on the ground. Pull the trigger until they pump enough iron in our blood. They pull the trigger with hands up. I thought hands supposed to be over the heart during the Pledge of Allegiance. Doesn't it make us equal? One nation under God, not in America. It's us against the U.S. It's Stephon Clark gunned down. No Clark Kent, no Superman, no Man of Steel. But he took 8 rounds of steel that still made his black look like a trigger even when he was down. America. Seriously. Do our hands look like triggers? Do you not see the white side of our surrender, of our hands waving? Or do you see black power uprising? Maybe that's why we're getting shot in the back. Black people, be mindful how quickly you move your hands to your heart. Because pledging allegiance in the flag in all 50 states will still get you killed being too black in America. And that's that piece. Okay, my next poem is called Unpatriotic. This poem is based on me being a soldier in the United States Army. I feel me being black and woman and being in the United States Army, I still not being respected as a citizen in the United States, even though I serve a country who still doesn't care for me as a person being in the United States. It's a known fact that 80% of the people in America will complain about something. America is always complaining. It usually be the same ones who say, let's make America great again. But what do they mean by again? Like Donald Trump hashtag, we don't belong here. Justice for some and not for all is becoming America's new slogan. It's red, white, and blue revolutionary war on black saying, we ain't done fighting yet. Like Black Power, like Colin Kaepernick refused to stand for the national anthem in protest against racial injustice. Now, ain't that something to complain about? How young black men are being killed unarmed, and I find it funny how you, America, arm yourselves in our presence as if our melanin doesn't need protection from you, your hate, your racism. Now your bigotry is building walls as you continue to eat the fruit from the labors of our ancestors while leaving us to pick up the remainders of our blackness. You thought hanging Kaepernick with unpatriotic toward the flag and the men and women who have served. See, this country is a war zone. A city block killing everything that is black. We'll fight without ceasing. A 21 gun salute never forgotten. I am American soldier, woman, black, a two-time war veteran who feels my life is in more danger right here in the United States. And I didn't give your patriotism the authority to speak on my behalf unless you're fighting for one nation, under God, indivisible with liberty. Because justice ain't served me well either. Outside my uniform, I still wear this black skin, and sometimes my name become nigger. And I thank you for your service. But I still serve and salute the broad stripes and the bright stars, but it's disheartening how equality for blacks still equal 3/5 of a citizen. And for too long, black bodies have been bursting in there like rocket red glare, giving proof that countless deaths in Trayvon Martin makes us the national anthem struggle. A murder case without a cause, a star-spangled firepower killed by the hands of the police. Their brutality is giving slaps on the wrist with a paid vacation, while linemen are being charged disrespect for the veterans. America, if veterans are truly your concern, why do we have so many sleeping on the street, begging for a piece of your patriotism? Oh, say, can you see them? I guess not. Not even the pearlest fight. We can't seem to win against wrong for death. When shall we overcome being a million-man march, a constant protest, no justice, no peace? This peace is the 13th Amendment twisted within, meaning white rights only meaning benefits whites and blacks. We're still treated illegitimate in this country. So yes, this is me crossing the borderline into 80% complaining because we're still dying. And that's what I call unpatriotic America. And that's that piece. So that piece is really, it resonates with me very heavily because I love being a soldier and I love being American, but sometimes I just feel Black people just really doesn't get we're not treated well in this country, but we keep moving forward and we keep driving on. So this next piece is called Not Your Tongue, and I did this piece after my son was killed, and a lot of people was like trying to hurry me through my grievance process, or was telling me he's in a better place, or you would have never know what he got into. So he's resting with God, and so just thank God that you did have time to spend with him. But everybody have their own way of grieving, and poetry has really opened up a new healing for me to be able to speak my truth and be able to find peace with dealing with his loss. So this poem is called Not Your Tongue. It is said, to lose a child is to lose a piece of yourself. Have you ever lost a child? Have you ever lost a piece of yourself? If not, then not your tongue. You have no earthly idea how I truly feel. Your feet haven't worn my shoes. They can't conform to my soul. You can't lace up this kind of life. So not your tongue. Because I'm tired of hearing it's going to be okay, that everything happened for a reason. Reasons are glorified excuses. And I'm tired of excusing the coward that's walking around in his excuses. His reason for killing my son. And your reason is not helping me get back the piece of me that I lost. So please excuse me if I don't sound so thankful for your support. I need time, so not your tongue. You can't eulogize my pain. This is no in and out procedure. I can't cremate this hurt. And I don't want to incinerate and reduce to an image of the ashes. They hold value. You can't reduce the weight of his value. It keeps his presence grounded in my memory like his smile. But I still miss my baby. So stop giving me that he's in a better place, because selfishly, I want him here with me with his loud mouth and his temper tantrums driving me crazy. And he drove me crazy. But I won't have it any other way. He was my firstborn, my first true love in my womb. He fed on my soul for 9 months, 3 weeks, 6 days, 30 years upon my heart. I can't get over this hurt with a snap of my fingers. But I woke to the fact that Tim is not coming back. But I still feel hope that maybe I won't be that mother with the reality of a dead son, or witness for little souls who don't understand their dad is now part of their imagination, their fantasies. And I've been fantasizing since the awakening to see my son just one more time instead tears are breaking the dams of my eyelids, watering flower at his grave site. Not a vision I had for my life to see my son lifeless. I'm torn to pieces. Why can't you comprehend that I'm a puzzle of pain? But I still feel hope that you understand that I lost a son, not you. Grieving is on my term, not yours. It's not about you. Sympathize for my loss. Chew on my words, digest my pain. Because this is no hearty meal, because I lost my heart. So this is what starving tastes like. This is what hurting looks like. This is what losing a piece of yourself feels like. This is what time can never feel guilt. This is what time can never give back sounds like. Let me have this moment of silence, not your tongue. Because I'm trying to smell these roses from the funeral before they're willing to ashes, dust to dust. I have laid my son to rest, so give me space to get used to not having a piece of myself. Because this is no pain no mother should be bearing. This is no pain that I should be bearing, coupled with the fact that my son, my Timmy, is never coming back home. And if you don't know this kind of pain, then not your tongue. Thank you.
Are you gonna do one more?
I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do a lighter piece.
Yeah. Awesome, cool. We'll see you and say, I thought you were gonna do one more.
Okay. Okay, my last piece is going to be called Fantasy. So this is on a lighter note. This poem is about finding self-love and self-loving yourself. We all want to find that one true love, but if you can't right now, you just love yourself and be okay with that. So this piece is called Fantasy. I live in a fantasy world with eyes wide open. I be daydreaming, but I was always taught to dream to be whatever I wanted to be. Mama said, plant seeds in my Jack and the Beanstalk reality and climb as high as I wanted to achieve, like grasping her 40 plus years to be in love with the same man. I want that type of love. Like Mickey and Minnie, their love is a beautiful fantasy. Disney, Nickelodeon, all the Cartoon Networks be picture perfect invitation what love should look like. Love. I be looking for you and all the wrong men. Candy squirrel in my pants. I be jumping on men like Aladdin, who takes my goodies and leave me alone some spaghetti, straining his tears from the absence of his affection. Don't I deserve to be treated like a lady? Ain't no tramp. A cocker spaniel Julie for life. I'm Yogi, baby. Smarter than the average bear to know when I've been played. But then again, Boo Boo is my sidekick. A picnic full of mistakes, 3 husbands, 3 baby daddies who left me to raise 3 kids of my own. And I'm still a Jolly Park Ranger out here chasing hyenas who don't value my Christian Milan strength. They rather for me to be weak with lust, like a molesting uncle who scarred my heart, Mufasa my innocent with the wittiness of his touch. And like Simba, self-doubt became a road runner, a wooden woodpecker pecking at my flaws, a heckler and jekyll self-conscious beauty mark with an insane necessity to be controlled like the beast. Desire is still looking for Prince Charming to flower my heart with love, to waken my snow white glow with a good morning kiss, praying he would stay long enough to help me fix my Cinderella broken slipper of doubt. Fairy godmother, keep warning me after midnight. True character do appear. It be men like Han who only want my throne, never my inner romantic walks with love. They only want to take a bite of this forbidden fruit, but never wants to stick around for the core. They wonder why I become a candy apple poison attitude of hurt, cold like Elsa, angry like Maleficent, but my heart like my mama is just too forgiving, too airy a fish out of water with the ability to walk away, but I stay. I don't know how to scale back from loving you. It's just too skin deep. Is it shallow for me to think that it's better to have loved than lost than to never have loved at all? I know booty call is not love, but it feels good to be loved. So call me Goofy, Olo, because I melt at the sound of your name, love. So this is to my future king. I'm Fiona to your Shrek. I'm not perfect. I'm ripping stiff skin broken teacup. But I'm no longer sipping on Pinocchio lies that I don't deserve to be treated like a queen. Mirror, mirror on the wall has showed me who I am. Beautiful, strong, loud woman of self-confidence. And if I am not the only queen to your heart, then baby, this is not the fantasy you should be desiring. Thank you. I can't hear you.
That was great, Shay. Moody, you need to unmute your mic. I love that, Shay. That was so great. And I'm also thanking you and introducing our co-host tonight, Moody Black, who is jumping in with us here. Hey, Moody.
Hey, I'm not Kim, but I'm here.
Well, cool. I'm going to jump backstage real quick. Shay, that was so amazing.
Thank you.
It was so great to hear you. And where can people hear about your work or follow you on Instagram?
You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Tumblr, all under I Am Shay Black. My website is www.iamshayblack.com. You can also follow my art on Instagram under Expressions of Everything Art. So come buy some art.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. And I think we'll probably bring you up at the end as well.
Okay, thank you.
For a little chat. All right, I'm heading over.
All right. Well, hello everyone. I am not Kim Sims, but I am Moody Black. I'm that guy right there, and I'm glad you all are tuned in. We have some amazing artists here tonight. I have the honor of introducing our next poet. I'm going to read his bio, then I want to share some personal stuff about this next person. I love this guy. He's totally awesome. Bluz, channeling human experience into gifts of metaphors and similes. Bluz' first book of poetry was entitled Articulate Slang, and he has released 3 audio collections. His poetry is universal, dismantling social, economic, and ethnic barriers, reaching into the heart of the community where he is an active member. Working with several organizations such as the Blumenthal Arts Center, Junior Achievement, Charlotte Chamber of Commerce, Afro-American Center, Wachovia, CBS Radio, Radio Disney, Raycom Sports, ESPN, and SPEED TV, where he wrote and performed several intros for the nationally televised show NASCAR. Bluz has won 4 Emmy Awards, 2010 Southern Fried Poetry Slam, and the Slam Master and Coach, 2007 and 2008 award-winning competitive slam teams, and 2018 Slam Charlotte Slam team. This young man I've known since 2004, and he is a remarkable individual who I've studied and honored along this journey of the slam poetry community, and has an awesome group piece. And one day I'm going to find this group piece of him and Desandra and Mr. T. I want y'all to please give it up to our next feature, Mr. Bluz. You're my boy, Bluz.
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We definitely appreciate you, man. You're one awesome individual, man. I'm gonna find that group piece one day.
If you find it, you know what? And I don't have a whole lot of time, but I think somebody emailed it to us, so there might be. I got you, Moody. I got you. So let's get into some poems real quick. And all right, I'll do this one, and I'll explain a little bit later. See, I want to go to an amusement park that's dangerous. Like, make me sign a series of forms and waivers because I'm entering at my own risk. Hopping on a ride that will most likely result in a slipped disc. Give me something dangerous, just so I can have stories to tell my grandchildren that start off like this. Back in my day, bumper cars did 35 miles an hour. Ran off diesel fuel, and back in my day, roller coasters were wood-made, coated with lead-based paint and tied together with zip ties. And if you didn't die, then you got a t-shirt that said, I rode the Widowmaker and survived. Back in my day, there weren't no height requirements. Every man, woman, and child took 2 shots of Epicap, climbed into the Gravitron while a dude named Randy with 3 fingers on each hand yells out, all right, goddammit, hold on. Back in my day, the teacups could easily pull 6 G's. No food was gluten-free. We ate what we wanted. The haunted house was actually fucking haunted. Our amusement park was in part built on cursed burial grounds. We lost 6 kids in the summer of '89. The customer service was sketchy. Miss Gladys in the ticket booth with a gold tooth kept a loaded handgun in plain sight with a note that said, I wish you would. And don't get me started on the petting zoo. Do you know how we washed our hands when we were through petting a cow, gorilla, rattlesnake, wolverine, or kangaroo? We didn't. Because back in my day, that was amusement. Okay. Yeah, I had to be goofy for one, right? So I went to Carowinds, if anybody's familiar with Carowinds. And I rode the Thunder Road just before they tore it down. And they should have tore that thing down years ago. And I got into it as at the time, 40-something-year-old man. But the first time I rode, I was like 18. Now, no way. Never again. That thing almost killed me. Didn't have enough insurance. So that's where that all came from. It was crazy. All right. Keeping this thing moving. I wrote this poem. I was doing like this workshop for a middle school. And it was during the summer. And I witnessed this fight. And this poem was born from what I saw. What 6th grade boys don't know about fighting 6th grade girls is that they are 10th grade strong, 11th grade petty, and 12th grade cunning, and can be grown woman finding husband in bed with another woman kind of violent. What the 6th grade boy does not know is that he never had a chance. That the last bell dismissing school is basically an alarm for an ass whooping. That if she started the day with a cute hairstyle, then shows up for you with hair in snatched back bun that makes her edges look aggressive, then 6th grade boy does not know how much trouble he is in for. Apparently, he did not know that calling a girl a bitch is sometimes a trigger that is sometimes attached to a cannon That because your older brother said it around his friends to describe the woman who declined his pickup line of, hey, baby, get with a dude like me, blah, 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 sounded cool when it rolled off his ashy lips, and how their laughter and praise made him look like a god is the reason that the 6th grade boy is a step closer to God now. This is for any boy willing to put his life on the line, willing to let that kind of hollow confidence land him in a boa constrictor of a chokehold or on the business end of a Sharkeisha fist. For any boy that forgets the strength of his mother, that her backbone is made of sacrifice and work, that her skin has been thickened by fending off the same men you idolize, thickened by a world that views her as less. For any boy that forgets how far that bus stop is because that woman never lets you walk it alone without a song or a psalm or the power of her palm or the power wrapped in her palm. For any boy that forgets the distance she goes to forgive your father for leaving you because for him, shit got tough. What the 6th grade boy does not know is that the 6th grade girl has probably been in more fights and mental battles with mean girls, overly affectionate fathers, verbally abusive, underachieving mothers, and a few petty cousins, and a list of other trash people that you, 6th grade boy, are welcome to vent session. And when she's done drumming out her frustrations on your skull, and making your face a place for her hands to visit over and over and over again, don't mistake her tears as you hurting her feelings. She is recognizing the power in the person she's becoming. Bitch is nothing you can label her, boy. When it's all said and done, when the crowd has dissipated with all the jokes they will need to rid well into high school, you, 6th grade boy, better not cry. You know, like a bitch. Thank you. Whew, yeah, that was, you listen, when I tell you she drugged this boy up and down the hallway and into the boys' room, we had to go get him. It was bad. It was a little funny too, but it was bad. He had it coming. Anyway, so this next one, I am a type 2 diabetic. And I wrote this after my diagnosis. It's called Sugar. It's scary when your metabolism has slowed down so much that your mother's diabetes has enough time to catch up with you and blur your vision. But not so much that you can't read your grandmother's blueprint for a lower leg amputation. We swallow recipes passed down from generation to generation. You make them according to tradition. According to the way you was raised, they must taste the same. They all must have sugar in them, even the chicken soup for the soul. I got the sugar when I was 39, according to recipe. According to the way Black families are made, we were served plates of love. The love was sweet, had to have sugar in it. I loved love. The taste was addictive. Love was in grits. Some find that kind of love blasphemous, but when the morning is cold and your grandmother's voice is a fireplace, her hands warm coals that cook food, you swallow that love whole without asking about the ingredients. The preparation alone was enough. Her pushing love through the crack of her bones was enough. I swallow metformin to balance out the love or lack thereof. Not sure of the science of my sugar. The science, there is science, a history, a ledger left in my grandmother's blood. A page was ripped out when they took her left leg after Alzheimer's took her husband. My grandfather's Alzheimer's was scary. It's a reminder of my inheritance, the things I will collect when I get older. For now, I'm collecting from my grandmother. She had so much sugar to give. Thank you. Yeah, so that was that piece. And I realized people should say that. That's my piece. And then Shay was saying it, so now I'm saying that. Yeah, that's my piece. I'm a huge Amy Winehouse fan, and The day she died, we had a little writing circle prompt or whatever. So I prompted the poets, if you could write Amy Winehouse a letter, you know, just before she passes, what would you say? And so this is coming from that. Dear Amy, this world will love you less when your voice lacks the luster of liquor trickling over the rocks of your tonsils. You are a soulful promise that a father will try to keep from breaking. He will fail. This world wants your pain too much for him to hold back. It will tear the flesh from every note you sing and wear it as a trophy. They will understand you as they understood Cobain at 27, on the cusp of finding yourself, finding your voice, finding your vice, finding that the lick of sin tastes just like heaven until they find you in your flatline, baseline. I'm sure your mind by that time was more scattered sheet music than Grammy generating genius, but you can't slow down. The monsters are waiting for a new single written in your blood, waiting to boo you off stage at worst stage in your life so they can praise you and raise you in iTunes 3 days later. Who knew that Billie Holiday would run deeper in your veins than just her voice? God bless the child that's got her own demons to drown, bottles to bury, and bottom of liver did you deliver from the gut, Amy? Are you listening, Amy? The same way we heard you on repeat, missing the message etched into the alto of your jaws. My father said he had friends like you on the brink. He says they are better memories now, better lessons learned through song. So sing something for us, Amy. Make it good this time before we take you back to black, back to where little girls play make-believe. Believe they sing like divas on stages that feel like altars for ears only tuned to angelic voices. For friends only visible to the imagination. Here, little girls still believe in their fathers. Here, they pray for a voice that can lift a world, feed a nation's soul, and sonic boom a star-spangled banner. But somewhere in a hotel, only known for holding angels hostage, the ghost of Amy Winehouse will be drawing a bath for Whitney Houston to drown her Janis Joplin's in. Little girls dressed as broken grown women sink here under the weight of a world's expectation, under the pressures of hitting the right notes, no matter how wrong your throat feels. That alcohol holds your liver like an old lover, familiar, like the weight of pills. Oh, how they feel like an escape to take, like an exit door that everyone gets to run through, but you, there's no way out. Death will make the water warm like a kiss in the cold of winter before lips ever learn to say, I love you. It will be the first time in a long time that she ever felt like singing, ever felt this close to God. What harmony is this? What key is this misery in? Oh, it feels so perfect. The notes filling up lungs. Oh, Amy. Oh, Billy. Oh, what a tragic quartet they will be singing this world, our last lullaby to lungs. Fill up with our discarded beauty till our diaphragms deconstruct and forget how to hold air. Till we sing like we trying to resurrect ourselves before we lay us down to sleep, because God bless the child that's got a home. Cool. All right, I got one more. It's Black History Month, so this is the blackest poem I own. No, it's not the blackest poem I own, but it will be black for sure. I'm so thick with my ancestors' accent that I spit middle passage, saltwater passages till I'm dehydrated, till I feel faded, like I just stepped off the slave ship, like looked at the new world, turned to my folks and said, hey, look, y'all, we made it. Like getting here was a choice. Ask Kanye about options, like I decided to work and not die, like slave wages is better than 12 gauges to my torso, like my ancestors decided that the only way for the bloodline to survive was to use black hands till they got bloody, snatching cotton, you know, doing what was necessary. So this black boy even had a shot to rock in the mic box and remind y'all that their existence was necessary. I am black soul with pull like a black hole, electro with black flip into oblivion. Motherfucker, I'm ice cold. I'm classic good. Got goddamn it buried in my DNA. Harriet Tubman ready to human traffic my loved ones out of the prison system in my DNA. All gas, no brakes till we break chains, shatter the shackles, and set loose the falsely imprisoned and accused. I got blues in my DNA. Mississippi Delta mud holding the echoes of black men murdered for a song. I got switchblade and slide guitar in my DNA. Juke joint and pulpit prophets spitting sin and gospel spinning gin while sipping gin while spinning scripture from the Bible. When you address me, make sure you put God in my title. Got heaven in my DNA. Got resurrect the dead in my DNA. Turn blood and bones into stone in my DNA. James Baldwin and Africa Winds in my DNA. My DNA got drums and thump, chain gang songs rocking from a boombox, digging up slave grave plots, watching my ancestors dance from the rhythm of my black boy joy in my DNA. No ways tired in my DNA. Gospel choir in my DNA. The prayers of my grandmother got my bone structure set up with 7 kinds of creators cracking God codes in my DNA. Hella black in my DNA. Melanin magic in my DNA. Nat Turner with the burner in my DNA. Breonna Taylor in my DNA. Tamir Rice in my DNA. Emmett Till in my DNA. I got the ghosts of gone too soon in my DNA. There's resurrection in my DNA. A revolution in my DNA. A revolution in my DNA. DNA. After Kendrick Lamar. Appreciate that. Woohoo! Hey, man.
Hey, Minnie, your mic.
I was trying to unmute it. I don't normally use my laptop. I'm on my iPad usually, but I'm slow with it, man. My God, bro, that was super, super dope. Always, man, you bring forth the heat and some thought-provoking stuff, man. And just we appreciate you, respect you. Like my man Johnny C say, we all got to work on giving our applause to people while we still here. And bro, you are a pioneer in this game and someone who I study under and just really appreciate, bro. Thank you for sharing your gift.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Everybody can follow me on Instagram, BLUZ. And I'm on TikTok too. Don't judge me. Same thing, BLUZ.
Now, it seems like the adults are taking over TikTok. It's all good, bro.
Hey, what is it? It was like, you know what? Why not?
Exactly.
We in quarantine, might as well try something new. Hey, Moody, man, I really appreciate you. Kim, thank you so much for having me on here. Shay, you're amazing. I can't wait for Theresa. All right, y'all.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that. That is just the super dope, talented, my man, Bluz, B-L-U-Z, on Instagram. Make sure you follow and subscribe to everybody's channel. Now, next up, this young lady, when I first got into Poetry Slam around 2000, well, my first team I made, 2004, and one of my teammates said, hey, you said, young lady over there, man, that's Theresa. She's like a goddess in this game. Like, you ain't gonna find nobody like her. And I said, okay, and I watched about, listened to her. I've been amazed since then. I've been a fan since then. She is a goddess on the mic. And I'm going to read some of her testimonial stuff, or, the bio stuff. Then I'm going to share what I feel about this young lady. Theresa Davis is the author of After This, We Go Dark. And her second collection, Drowned, A Mermaid's Manifesto. That is so dope. By Sibling Rivalry Press, which was named a 2017 book all Georgians should read, as selected by the Georgia Center for the Book. Theresa Davis is one of Atlanta's best-known performance poets, giving voice to the things that you've been thinking but never could articulate. Theresa Davis is a 2011 Women of the World Poetry Slam champion, and always like a top 5 since then. She is super, super remarkable. This young lady is just, I'm telling y'all about to be just knocked out of your seats by her charm, her wit, excitement, and she is to me one of the best poetic rock stars ever. And I love that poem, by the way. Y'all give it up to my sister. It's gonna be your sister after this, goddess Theresa Davis.
Thank you so much. Can y'all hear me? Because I don't even know what's happening.
You're good. You're good, love. It's all yours. Thank you.
I asked my son, can you stop gaming for a minute so I can get through this set and not crash? And he's like, maybe. But then he's listening to the thing. And so Bluz, he came in while you were reading and he was just like, that's what he did. That was the whole thing. So I'm going to do a couple of poems for you. I had the unfortunate experience of sitting in on yet another diversity training meeting, and I've been in more of those in the last 3 months than I have in the last 3 years. Because like America suddenly like recognized, oh wait, we're racist. What? So I went down last night and I was just after it. And this is a poem out of my book, Drowned, A Mermaid's Manifesto, that has been in my brain since that meeting. And this is Manifesto. There are things that will not be disputed or argued away or touched with hands that claw and pull or assumed in or out of me. This body, the dark brown black of it, the tooth and nail of it, the 5 decades strong in it, the broken, healed, and ripped at the core of it, stutter in my stumble, heart getting my love on everything, this loaded litany of a mouth, the same mouth that punishes, the same mouth that pleasures, the mouth taken out of context, the mouth refusing further colonization of her voice, her story, her truth, the one taking it all back. And this is where you try to fill in my blanks with, you're so articulate for a Black woman, so strong for a Black woman, so pretty for a Black woman, as if my power, my beauty, my articulation does not exist unless you say it does, and I will not let you claim this all of me. This is the language of my body, full of everything, including the fear and anger of it, because it is always there, just under the surface. I sit on top of it. And this is how I do not drown. Poem. Done. Yay. Thank y'all for listening to that. 2020 was a lot of things. And when I say a lot of things, I mean a whole ass decade. So I was asked to do some response to artwork, basically Confederate monuments in this art show the year before the world shut down. So this is called Stone. And this is a response to Stone Mountain, which is actually a fucking rock. It's not tall enough to, Stone. Effigies of these imagined memories, cleaned up in the chisel, bas-relief, a bust of bronze celebrated ad nauseum like they won. They did not. Permanently bookmarking the loss of antebellum wonder to remind others where they left off. There could be no losing when rebel stars and stripes and cuts and kill refuse to see their own demise. They know they are not done, because now there are classrooms full of children, churches filled with the Holy Ghost, Black folk denied breathing after the jog, the walk, the sleeping in their own bed. Marble, granite, what better way to make failure look victorious? Imagine it a success. Carve it on a rock, pretending to be a mountain, a hateful erection, larger than life. Call it historical. Call it God's wish. Then burn his cross atop, heads hooded, saving false narratives told over and over, bedtime stories streaked in fear, dirt, blood, and repetition. Because if you repeat it, it's like history sanctioned your willingness to do it all over again. Losers do not raise glasses, they raise themselves. Call them monumental. Place traitors in plain view, a reminder that the South will try to rise again one of these days. Round these parts, they call rocks mountains, call hate speech freedom, claim key torches jubilation, holding the past as tight and as close as they hold their guns, commemorating the blood sport only to spill it over the bones of future dead Black people who wonder if the God they fear is also Black, as they arm themselves in the praise of past and future dead white men. So that's that piece. And this piece is like in response to, there was an artist here, a visual artist, who was pretty terrible to women. And instead of like giving the art gallery space to him when all these things came out, they gave it to the women that he sexually abused, sexually assaulted. And we were able to do like art for women in that space. And there was a gallery exhibition of art, and one of the pieces struck me, and the piece was called "But What Was She Wearing?" And it was basically a paper doll cut out without the actual paper doll in there, but it's all these clothes around, and so that inspired me to write this poem. It's called "But What Was She Wearing?" A birthday suit covered in clothes bought with cash, not cards. A necklace strewn with pearls, a locket containing a picture of someone she used to love. The shimmy of a skirt to the ankle, to the knee, to the crest of thighs, stretch marks sent from heaven, a fanny pack full of promises, a tiara twinking or twerking, her skin a cool of winter, fling, fall linger, goose flesh, a tank top, yellow, busy with bees and honey, brand new jeans, given consent to caress her curves, high heels, the color of rainbows, treasure, a smile that never used to shake. The plaid of pink cotton candy, cocky earrings like bracelets or halos as she jiggles a bounce in her step, a gown flowing a waterfall, a college degree, a Grammy, her mother's memories, her grandmother's memories, as barefoot and pregnant as a pause smoked, and when her child's hand, her own hands, a look of concern, a sadness of unsafety, engulfed in silence, the shape of attack, your unwanted stare, your cat calls and taunting, your lead projecting privilege, your calloused hands on her arms, your that she smiles, your belief that her body owes you gift, its warmth, its legacy, its agency, your ignoring eyes, the world's ignoring ears, your unwanted everything. Your why are women so emotional edicts, your footprint. What was she wearing? What was she wearing? What if I told you she was wearing nothing you valued? She was wearing her. She is always wearing her. And that's that piece. Ugh. Well, that meeting got me more mad than I was mad. I'm so mad. So now we're going to go gay with it because that's what I am. All right. This is Fabular. And this Fabular. So I got addicted to words of the day from dictionary.com and these like really strange words that you've never heard of before. And so this word struck me and it's fabular. And fabular is an adjective. And that is where you tell a story exaggerated in the form of a fable. Fabular. And no, she didn't walk. She kind of sauntered, maybe a swagger, rolling her hips in that way, or maybe she strolled like she could care less, but you could tell she cared a lot. Anyway, she walked, sauntered, strolled in like she owned that place or very space in that place, and I swear, I ain't never seen nobody enter a room the way she did, not a care in the world, her hips rolling. Then She stood perfectly still. Okay, so like maybe she moved just a little, but she was perfectly still in that way. You knew something was going to happen, and it might be scary, but you wanted to see. She stood perfectly still, kinda, and looked at everybody like they owed her money and they best be ready to pay up. Then she made eye contact with this woman. She was a beautiful woman. The way she blushed when their eyes locked, she only blushed in her eyes when that woman looked at her the way she did. Then she did that walk again. Oh, saunter, swagger, stroll, and rolling hips. She walked right up to that beautiful woman and smiled, showing no teeth, but we saw them all. It was like they knew each other, but they didn't tell. I mean, there was chemistry. It kind of bounced around the room, and they didn't notice, and we didn't mind. I mean, it got on everybody and the walls. Then she, the woman, plunged her hand into her chest, just stuck it right in there, her hand in her chest. She reached inside her chest, and it was magical. Her hand disappeared inside, and she just pulled it right out. She just pulled her heart right out of her chest and handed it, her heart, to this beautiful woman like it was normal. Like people just walk, saunter, swagger, stroll, hips rolling, not a care in the world, perfectly still but moving, all smile, no teeth, eye contact, and chemistry bouncing around the room, plunging their hands in their chest, pulling out their heart and handing it to a beautiful woman like people do that every day. Like magic. Like normal. Then she said 3 words. She just said 3 words. She looked at that beautiful woman, smiling, showing no teeth, and said, "This is yours." She said it just like that. "This is yours." Only 3 words in her heart. She just handed it, her heart, and 3 words to this beautiful woman, and the beautiful woman smiled, blushing in her eyes. She smiled and simply said, "Thank you." Said it just like that, holding that heart in her hand, and then she tucked it inside of her own. And I tell you, I ain't never seen no shit like that before. Now I have one more. So yeah, the diversity training meeting that I was in last night really upset me, and I made a lot of white people cry, and I have no guilt. Sometimes maybe that needs to happen. I don't know. This is called libation. We are all uncomfortable, I think. Hands at my sides, her face raw, the color of meat. Downcast eyes land on my shoes. An apology of sorts, but not really. She is only concerned with fault lines, breaks in conversations. The kitchen is too hot, but she cannot leave. If she leaves, she admits that this place has no room for her voice. This cannot happen. So she fills it, the room, with her presence, her face full of tears. I do not hasten to assist. Do not wave my white flag, surrender to her knees. She is a confused mass of mollified hysteria, turning up the volume of her heaving. Tears will come soon. And this is the part where I'm supposed to shelf myself, make all of me all about her, who cannot handle being sidelined, becoming footnote, needs to be the life of the party, the center of the room, the conversation starter of topics she cannot expertly, easily control like the rest of us. I do not aid in her coup. I do not make it easy. I hold up my cup in front of me, pretend to catch her rain of tears, take a healthy gulp of her sadness, her struggle, drink it all in, say, ah. I can feel the change in her posture, the sharp intake of breath, the insult, the agony. I continue talking about the hard truths nobody wants to talk about, which is why the conversation keeps coming up. We are all uncomfortable. With cup in hand, swirling the dregs of her tears, the tears she uses to drown my voice, drown my black, the sorrow she keeps close just for this occasion. Poem. Thank you all for listening. Yay!
Wow. Always amazing. It's been an honor to be in the same platform, same room with you for years and years and years. And you never cease to amaze me. Oh, okay, good. Make sure I wasn't muted. But wow, I'm gonna tell you, people, what y'all may not know, unless you just really known Theresa for a long time. Theresa had locks all the way down almost to her feet.
Yeah, I cut
Yeah.
off 4 feet of hair. And you know, I did it mostly because like between 2020 and like racist ass America, I was just like, not only do I have all the weight of the, because I had a lot of charms and people would give me things, and you know, I would put them in my hair after I cleaned off their bad energy. But then like America became bad energy, and 2020 was just that space where I was like, you know what? Everything is heavy. I feel heavy. I need to lighten. I need to get light, and so I cut 4 feet of hair off my head. It's in a bag over there. I also have a bag of my dad's hair, and we're gonna do some sort of burning ritual. And I know people like give the locks to love, but I'm like, I believe that you're not gonna make a voodoo whatever out of whatever. You know, I mean, I think black people have a different idea about what that means. Like, I'm not gonna give you, yeah. And so we're gonna have a burning ritual, and I'm probably gonna regrow a new set on my birthday in May. But it's just great to just like, oh wait, this is what sleeping feels like. What?
I can imagine the weight of all that on your head.
Yeah, no.
All I can do is imagine, because I don't have no hair. But I stare and envy at you all. Yeah, I'm follically challenged, but y'all, man, it's an honor to be here to celebrate Black History, not just for the month of February, but every day across the whole calendar. We're making and celebrating our history. And definitely want to thank you all for being here. Shay Butter, great job.
Call me Shay Butter on here.
Oh, sorry, I want to say it out loud. Yes, Miss Shay Black, great job out there. Spectacular. I mean, good job.
He's so silly.
I want to highlight Shay for a second. I had the honor, man, of actually coaching Shay on my last year of coaching Slam. And Shay just like all nervous and all that. But the one and only time I ever coached around where we had a perfect score the whole bout, and Shay was instrumental in that. With her veterans poem, we got a 30. We had like 30s. I'm like, wow, I never had that happen. So yes, thank you, Shay. And Shay's a wonderful visual artist, so y'all make sure check out. But just the level of excellence that's in the square I'm looking at right now. I'm just all giddy just to be a part of that and seeing everyone just to be so monumental in your craft. I definitely want to allow a few minutes for each and every one of you. Got anything you want to leave off with? Any quick haiku or statement you want to leave everybody with, especially pertaining to us celebrating our history, our culture? Definitely, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do that right now. Shay, let you out the floor real quick. Anything you want to do or promote yourself again? Here's the opportunity.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Again, my name is Shay Black. You can check my website out to see some of my beautiful art. You can see hanging up around www.iamshayblack.com. Eventually, I'm going to put them all in a book. So y'all just wait for that to come. So thank you.
That's going to be awesome. I'm going to tell you, for years, people always ask two things about me and Shay, because it's Shay Black and Moody Black. Are y'all related? Are y'all brothers and sisters? Or is that your wife? Is that your husband? We're like, no. The only thing is, Shay Black is her real name.
Shay Black is alias. Sharon Black is my name.
Your last name Black is what I'm saying. You're Black.
Okay.
Your last name is Black. My last name is not Black. I've had people inbox me. Are you related to the Blacks that's on the west side of Spartanburg? No, I'm not. At all. All right.
Can I say your real name?
No, please do not do that. I love you. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Kim, mute her mic. Are we gonna go ahead and pass? pass the baton to my bro, my man, Mr. Bluz. A few minutes, anything you want to say, my man?
Yeah, you can always follow me on Instagram, BLUZ. I got some projects coming out soon. I'm put that out on Spotify and SoundCloud called Teal Log. So go check that out. And a haiku for Black History Month. We be history. The story of this country now and forever.
Ooh, the haiku hand clap on that, baby.
I see you counting off your syllables. You're like, did I do that?
I was like, is that enough? Okay.
Hey, that's when you know you've been doing it for a long time. You just go ahead and get one on the spot and be counting the syllables. Well, definitely thank you, sir. We appreciate that. And now, the goddess herself, Miss Theresa Davis, anything you want to leave us with? Here's your
I am on Instagram. I am at She Pirate Poet, and on Facebook I am Rockstar Poet or Theresa Davis. I am also the literary director for the Arts Exchange, so I offer a lot of virtual programming there. Like I said, well, I didn't say it to everybody. So on Sunday, I have Deshaun and Moman in my author panel, but I also host an open mic every Sunday night called Java Speaks Virtual Open Mic. And we have been going strong during the pandemic. Our audience has grown. It's been amazing. My feature this Sunday will be Akeem Rollins. So please come through, support. I am just trying to make sure that, I mean, part of what I do and what I want to have as my legacy as an artist in Atlanta is to make sure that there are spaces where voices can be heard. And if you need to like have an outlet, I'm trying to provide the outlet. And my books, After This We Go Dark and Drowned, I just read out of that book. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Drowned, a Mermaid Manifesto. Are available on all platforms. And so funny. So like After This We Go Dark, some of y'all will get this story. So Catalyst came down to hang out with me and my family when we were not like wearing masks every fucking where, right? And so we decided to play shot checkers. And I did not think to put placebos. Everything was liquor. So we were just like rip-roaring drunk by the time we played. We were so done, right? And so we're like slouched on the couch watching a movie, and the movie that we're watching, one of the characters says, "Well, after this we go dark," and we both go, "That'll be a great title for a book." And I was like, "I'm gonna write it first." so it happened. So yeah, shot checkers. Don't fill all the glasses with bourbon and whiskey. Fill some of them with orange juice and maybe water. That's my Black History Month fact and advice for you in this moment.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It
was a mess. It's like I remember that, and the other thing I said was like, "You are not flirting with my daughters. Just." Don't make me hurt you. This pen is powerful in many ways. Anyway, that's all that.
Well, we definitely appreciate all of you. I want to give a shout out, my man Johnny C. Weaver. Today is his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Speaking of shot checkers, I'm about to go engage in something similar to that with him to celebrate. But for those who are watching and those who are listening, we're here. Check us out. Like the page, Carolina Poets, Wits in Poetry. We're doing a once a month event live since the pandemic. We have a different venue, radio room here in Greenville, South Carolina, every third Sunday, 7 o'clock. So y'all more than welcome to come up. So we're spacing things out. We do have a cap as far as the numbers. And I want to give a shout out to the person who started all of this, especially here in the state of South Carolina, Miss Kimberly Sims Gibbs. Hats off to you. Thank you so much for supplying the space and being my former slam coach. And it's been an honor. And giving me the opportunity to meet such great poets such as you all that sit on this panel tonight. So once again, I want to say thank you for being here. Appreciate y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. We love, we respect, and we honor each and every one of y'all. Be loved, be great, be kind. See y'all next time. Peace.